Hi guys, the reason of this video is to propose a strategy to solve the quizzes, alright? It's up to you to follow this strategy, but I strongly recommend for those who are the first time who is coding to try to solve in the same way that we are going to discuss now, alright? If you are already advanced, you can skip this video, or you can watch this video, and I hope that you can get some new tips for you as well. So the first thing when you get a quiz, what I suggest to you is to do this quiz on your own IDE, alright? You can use idle, you can use Eclipse, which is the one that I am using, or you can use PyCharm. But I've seen some students on tutor sessions and they are solving directly on the website. Uh, I think it's much better to do in idle because the exam is going to be on idle, all right? And try to avoid to solve your quiz, to code your quiz inside the ad system, all right? Because you can lose connection, you can lose your work. So try to do that on your local computer or some CSC machine, all right? So it's safer. So when you get the keys, the first thing is let's organize your desktop, okay? So download the quiz1.py, all right? It can be quiz 2, 3, 4, 5, and also the PDF. You are going to work a lot with both of quizzes, okay? One tip that I give to you, always read very carefully the instructions inside the Python file, alright? Because these instructions, uh, they are very detailed and they are a complement of the instructions on PDF. In fact, the PDF is only test case, alright? So have in hand these both files, okay? Alright, so the first part of the quiz is to understand the quiz. All right, when I say to understand the quiz, I really mean to understand the quiz. Is to understand the logic behind the quiz. The last thing that you are going to do is to go to your computer to code. I've seen many students that they do not get the correct logic to solve the quiz. Then they start coding after they have done hours and hours of work on their code. They realize that the logic is not correct. So what starts happen is that they start changing some parts of the code, but this part impact another part. And when you see your code is huge and it is a mess, all right? So the first thing, let's understand. So where do we start? Well, let's see the instructions, all right? Also, I also suggest to review, to see again the video from lecture where the Professor Eric talks about the quiz, because it's our job to get the tips from the class, to get the tips from the Python file, and also from the PDF. Enjoy everything together to solve the quiz, all right? So, I believe that all of you are very familiar with this quiz. Okay, so this quiz, I won't read all these items, all right? Because I think that you are tired of this. So this quiz basically is separated in how many parts? This is important, all right? So the first thing when you get the keys, what are the parts that you can separate the quiz? What do I mean by that? For example, let's get this quiz. We have elements to keep. We have L1, L2, and L3. Alright? This quiz specifically is very well separated. It means that you can do one part, then other part, and so on. So what I suggest to you, don't get scared about the quiz itself. All right. Try to, when you get the quiz, the new quizzes that are coming, try to see what parts can I separate and work independently. So what do I mean by that? We can work with elements to keep that doesn't depend on L1, L2, and L3. All right. Uh, the L1, I believe, here L1 consisting of all members of L which are part elements to keep. So L1 depends on elements to keep. So let's call this guy here just to, I will give a name as L key, E key. All right. So we have to do EK. After we finish EK, we can start doing L1. All right. So L2 consists of the leftmost occurrences of the members of L which are part of the elements to keep. So preserving the original order. Okay, so we have L2 here. However, it's not clear to me if L2 depends on L1. So what should we have a look now on the PDF? So let's see. So we have the L list elements to keep, L1 and L2. All right, L2 looks like that it is L1 without duplicated elements. So we have here, we have 6, 6, and 0. So we maintain only 1 6 and 1 0. All right. So what happened now? Now that I have this hypothesis of how to construct L1, I should check for the other tests. And this is one thing that the students don't do. So it doesn't mean that if this hypothesis that I have, that remove duplicate elements from L1 to L2, works for this test is going to work for the other tests. So I should check that. So here I have 4 to 14, looks that is the same logic. L2 0 here, 3 removes duplicates, 0 1 1 0. Okay. L2 only 1 3 6 0. So far so good. 7 5 1. Okay. L2 0 7 5. All right. So 9 4. Okay. L1. Okay. Yeah, it's just that. So what I need is that I need to construct, just a minute, let me just check one stuff. Elements of which are part of elements to keep. And L1 consists of all elements of L which are part of elements to keep. You keep preserving. Okay. Yeah, so from L1 we can construct L2. All right? And what is L2? L2 is a set of L1. All right? We are not going to run this function, all right? Because set can change the order. So what I mean by this is L1 without duplicate. Okay, we already checked that. That's fine. L2 so depends on L1. All right. Now L3. L3, I believe that is the part that most students have problem. All right, and many students, they started coding L3 without understanding very well the logic behind L3. So let's discuss a little bit more about L3. Consists of the longest and in case there are more than one candidate, the leftmost longest sequence of consecutive members of L that reduced to a set is a set of integers without gaps. Alright? So many students, when I read that for the first time, this part here, sequence of consecutive members, I understood that it was 3, 4, 5, should be like consecutive, alright? So plus 1 here, and here plus 1 also. So let's have a look if it's something like that. So let's get the PDF, let's go back. So we have L3, so 6, 6. Okay, it's not different from 1, but it can be, if I am right, so it can be less or equal than 1. Okay, so let's see L3, 15, 14. Oh, so the difference here, so if I have one number, x, and I have xi here, then I have other guy here, x plus I. It means that xi plus 1 minus xi, the absolute value of this must be less or equal than 1. Let's keep going. Okay, 3, 3 looks fine. Here is 0, then 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. Here is up to 1 is minus 1, alright, but it's abs, so that's fine, that's fine. 0, 2, 1. Now let's have a look here, alright. This is important. So our first assumption is that the number after minus the number before should be less or equal than 1. But look at this test case. This test case shows us that the numbers cannot be in order. So if I try to apply these in my code, it's going to be wrong. It's not correct. Because my hypothesis is not 100% certain. Alright? However, if we have a look here, what we can do, if we order these numbers by 0, 1, 2, this hypothesis here is correct, alright? Because here is plus 1 and here is also plus 1. So what I need to do is to order these to check, okay? So this is what he means by consecutive numbers. Many students they got this logic here, which is correct. However, they did not test it for all test case. So they went to the first one, works, second one works, third one works, and they stopped it there. But if they kept going, they would realize that they had to change a little bit their logic in order to get the last case that we talked about, which is, where is that? Which is this one. Okay? So now we L3 we know something, alright? L3 we know. I will put this just abs. Let me put these like order and abs plus more stuffs. Alright, I will stop here. I won't finish L3 now. Why that? Because what I want to try to you guys to see is that we already know how to do elements to keep, L1, and L2. All right. Elements to keep. I believe that I did not talk about. All right. So let's just talk about it now. Elements to keep. Okay. Uh, Elements to keep consist of L's smallest element, then L's third element, smallest element, then L's fifth smallest element. So what I believe, what I think that he's talking about is something like this. So here I have element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So let's see if I am correct. So he gets the first one, which is 6, then the third one, which is 0, when the last one, which is 8. Okay. But here we have 0 and 6, so should not be 8. So he's counting the numbers on L with using index. So I have index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the smallest one, let's get 0. So it's 6. Then the third one, 1, 2, 3. Then 0. Then the fifth one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one we don't have. Is that right? Let's check. Alright, so here it looks it's not working for this one. Alright, so this is not the correct logic. So let's go to other way. Okay, so let's try now. Let's order this because he said the smallest element. Alright, so let's get this. Let's put 0, 6, 6, 4, 8. So I get the first one, the third one, and this, and jumpy one, the fifth one. But here 0, 6. So or this logic is wrong, or he order and remove the duplicate. So 0. Oh, this is already wrong. Ordered wrong. So 0, 4, 6, 6, 8. So I get this guy, then I get this guy, then I get this guy. 8 is still here. So let's remove duplicates. 0, 4, 6, 8. So here I get the first one, the third one, the fifth one don't have, which is 0 and 6. Checks. Alright? So let's stop now and let's think what happened. I tried one logic, didn't work. I tried other logic, didn't work. The third one I was a little bit close, but I had to order to get this answer. It worked for test case 1. Now I have to test for other test cases. Alright? So I suggest you to also do that. Test with all test cases before going to code. Just you can see now that in your video how long is the video now, and until now I didn't even touch the code. So let's get this guy here. Let's see. So here I have to order first. So 2, 4. Oops. Here is 3, 4. Oh my god. So I deleted everything. No, it's okay. So it's 2, 4. Oops. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 14, 15. 2, 3, 4 is missing an 8 here. So I get the first one, is there. Doesn't have any duplicate, that's fine. Then this guy, jump 1, 14, work. Let's go to the next one. This one is repeated, so it looks like it's a good test case. Alright, so let's do this one. So 0 3 0, I have 1 there, 0 1, then 3 3 3 4 4. Okay, have to remove duplicates. 0 1 3 4. So I get the first one, the third one, 0 3. Check it. Okay, you should keep doing these and check if your logic is correct for other test cases. All right, I won't do that because I already did. Okay, so you guys in the next quizzes, don't forget to do that. All right, it's a very good tip. Keep that with you. Okay, so I will stop this video and we continue on part 2. Okay,